What is up, guys? Northside here. Welcome to my channel, guys. Thank you for the support on previous videos, and we are going to actually, as the title says, take a look at the new weapon sets. I think, yeah, currently there's only four weapon sets. Just a little note, like in every videos I will be uploading in the future, in the next days and weeks, is still subject to a change. So maybe we will get some special weapon, or maybe hopefully not exalting the one, but yeah, it's all up to the developers to deliver and present that to us so we can actually test it out. Since this preview testing will be ongoing a little longer, we have enough time to just crunch the numbers and adjust everything, to see what's going to be best for each class, and specifically as far as I'm concerned for barbarian. So in the first part, I mean, this is like if you watch my previous videos, I have some plan what I'm going to show you in the next few days. So today we're going to check out the epic equipment and also 4 sets of weapons. It will be more of a showcase. Granted, I could have just went through the collections, but I really wanted to kind of compare some equipped gear. So I'm gonna go with the armors, so meaning armors, helmets, bracers, rings, and stuff like that. Mind you, I'm just gonna say this, that some of the rings I do not have yet, some of the rings I do. The ones I don't, I will check the collections if you guys want, and let's start. In one of the first videos, I actually mentioned that they will be available at the start of the module. Actually, it's called this particular equipment is called Spice Guild equipment, yeah, so to say. So I actually equipped it. Of course, there is 2 versions of every piece of the gear, meaning helmet, armor, bracers, and boots. So for example, this is a helm of the Spy Guild, and we have 2 versions. We have Salad and the helm of the Spy Guild. Now, as the time goes by, the numbers are pretty clear so far. However, I will not go into, I'm just going to digress here a little bit regarding the ratings. There is already, you can see I'm close to combat advantage that I want it to be. So sweet spots for power, for combat advantage, critical strike, stuff like that will be, how can I say, filtered in the next days and weeks to come. So at the end, before the launch, we will have clear numbers, and I'm saying this because there are particular limits or numbers that you need to aim for. However, I'm not sure, because still this is subject to change. It's still a preview server, and I know I'm repeating myself. Don't mind that, guys. I really don't. These developers, they tend to change stuff. I want to see the end numbers. We know how much counter ratings we need for some particular areas and mobs. I need that. I need those finished numbers, and then I can work to the min-maxing the tune eventually. Because I am an endgame barbarian, GWF, and I want everything to be in tune. However, as the time goes by, me and my friends, we will try to filter all that, and eventually, before the launch, we will have a clear picture of all the ratings with bosses. Everything that is still subject to change, I take that with a reserve. So I'm just being cautious a little bit. It's still a preview server, so no harm done. It's not like I'm spending some stuff from the live server. Anyway, long story short, let's focus, because there's quite a bunch of armor sets. So as I said, this is a Spice Guild equipment, and it will be available at the launch of the module. It's kind of considered not the worst one, but lower tier, if you know what I mean. So you can see by the item level and also by the ratings. Okay, so for example, this Spy Guild helmet is giving combined ratings, power, hit points. All of them are doing that. But as we go higher tiers and the better equipment, those numbers will rise. Not too much, but still, whoever is interested to getting the best of the gear that will be available, I think that will be interesting for you guys. So, um, uh, every piece of gear is in a way different, you know, but we still have some stats that we are going to be aiming for, and me personally, which is combat advantage and critical strike and maximum power output I can get, as there is no cap on power. And I'm pretty sure with a little bit of work there and investigation and testing that everything is going to be pretty cool. Especially about the Barbarian, it was a really bad place, and that's already changed, which I will show in the next video. However, I am going to present that before the patch on Friday, which probably is going to be tomorrow. That video about the changes, and then we're going to cover the changes after that patch and the next 4 or 5 patches after. So just to compare how things are changed, and you know. That's pretty much all I can say about the Barbarian performance for now. Already showed some combat and more adjustments. Astedal, actually, the developer, basically is working really hard on this, and when everything comes in place, I have high hopes with a certain amount of those, you know, I'm kind of reserved. I still, you know, have high hopes everything is going to be, you know, balanced, and you know, I'm hoping for the best. I really do. So everybody is satisfied, DPS wise, support wise, stuff like that. However, I am playing this class, so I will mainly focus on Barbarian. I will also show you the Blademaster changes, and probably after the patch on Friday, I will cover also the Vanguard, or as we call it, tanks now. Okay, so this is the Spy, like I said, Spy Guild armor. Available currently. I have it written down. This Spy Guild gear is available for seals, which I gave you in my one of my first videos. Advice to save on seals, although there is a lot of time left, and those seals, it will be a good jump start for the beginning, you know, to get this gear. Even though we will get in gear as we level, but you can level pretty much pretty fast. So the point is to get to the level 80 and start getting the level 80 equipment, you know, and eventually go to the master expeditions. I will cover also that there are some gear and weapons you can get from there, although you cannot do that now yet, as it's not working. And also at the end, the Mad Mage drops and gears and seals from the Mad Mage dungeon are really important. I'm going to tell you that besides seals, you can get in the description, in the collection, it is written that you can get this pack also from Zen Store. You know, it's called Mountaineer pack. I don't know what's going to be in that pack, so I'm not going to speculate. But if I can get this Spy Guild equipment for seals, and not getting any extra in that pack. As I did prepare Zen for the launch to get the pack for the next mod, speed things up a little bit, you know, we'll see. I'm not going to speculate. Anyway, you can get it from Zen Store as it is now, and for seals. So when you hit level 80, you will be able to get this basic Spy Guild gear. I'm gonna try not to just prolong this video too much, because there's a lot of gear. Point being, for example, this armor, Spy Guild's armor, you can see the armor pen, the defense, equip powers are always the same. They're only getting higher as the equipment is getting better. And also you can see it has equip power warden defense. For example, if you take damage for more than 10% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, you gain 5% of defense. And if we compare that to chainmail on the Spy Guild, you can see it's still the same bonus, armor penetration and defense. Absolutely, they are absolutely the same. Armor pen defense. Okay, So about the helmets, all helmets, or yeah, all helmets. I'm gonna call them headpieces or helmets. They're granting defense, crit, combat advantage. Now I am aiming a lot for combat advantage in general because I didn't decide yet how much crit I'm going to actually go, or will I be using Whirlpool? Probably I will. Stuff like that, but that's another story. Point being, equip power for the helmets is 5% damage in the Undermountain, and we're going to be spending a lot of time there. I mean, expeditions are there, and the dungeon is considered Undermountain, so 5% damage in Undermountain is pretty cool. That salad I can also compare with the helmet of the Spy Guild. There is some difference now. For example, Helm of the Spy Guild is giving less crit, less combat advantage, but more critical resist. You know, so there is some. For example, armor is the same, helmet is not, stats-wise. Power, as I said, and hit points combined rating is the same. So those are the two pieces. These are the bracers, and we can see that we got defense, crit strike, critical resist, and we gain 250 power for each player in our team. I want as much power as I can get, and there is obvious reason, no cap there, no returns. It's gonna be just the more power, the better. That's it. These particular bracers, I'm not really sure that I can compare. However, I think it's the same bonus for the other variant of the bracers. So okay, we're going to the boots now. Sabatons of the Spy Guild. Combined rating power again, hit points. We got defense, combat advantage, awareness, and we got equipped Death Defiler advantage. Gained 250 combat advantage for each enemy you are engaged in battle with. Very important, as I personally want to hit that cap, a maximum combat advantage, as I'm practicing still positioning combat wise, because marking the targets is over, and it's gonna be really cool. So these are the boots, and I can compare them with the other ones. Just give me a second. They should be somewhere here. I do hope. If not, it doesn't really matter. Never mind. Point being, these boots are having a nice bonus, and for the start of the module is going to be pretty cool. So before we start min-maxing the toon, and min-maxing, I'm going to min-max my toon to the fullest, so it's going to be perfect, and but there's still a lot of work to be done. So I'm going to actually, for now, leave this Spy Guild armor on me, and we are going to go now to Prestige set. Okay, so Prestige set, here we go. This is a helmet. As you can see, it has. I don't like talking about this item level bullshit. People 25k. I don't care about that, guys. I just want my toon to be optimized, in tune, and everything to work like a very oil machine. As you can see, helmets, as I said, have 5% damage in the Undermountain. You can see the difference between Prestige Feather Helm and Salad of the Spy Guild, for example. Combined rating is a little bit higher, power is a little bit higher, obviously, hit points a little bit higher, etc. So defense, critical strike, and critical resist on opposing to 750 combat advantage. So yeah, there is some differences. So it's gonna take some time to tune all that up. But you can see the difference on the right side with the combined rating, power, maximum hit points, defense, and what we're actually losing. However, just to mention, Prestige Feather Helm and Prestige set actually can be gained for Seals from the Deep, for Seals of the Deep, and it drops from Mad Mage actually. You can actually get the finished drop, so you can save on your seals. But there will be some time. There will be some running, and I will actually show you as we go along. When we finish this, some drops from the Mad Mage that's actually unusual. You know, it's something in between of all these sets. You know, they're random drops though. You can get a blue drops or an epic drop, but it still can be useful until you get to that end where you can actually use everything better. So I'm going to show you the Prestige Visor Helm now, and this one actually is giving combat advantage. Now, defense crit combat advantage, and you can see is giving a little bit more. You can see the stats on the right. Green changes if equipped. A little bit more combined rating, power, hit points, defense, crit, combat advantage. So, as I said, as you go up with the item level and quality of the gear, basically the stats will be, you know, upped a little bit. So that is, for example, Prestige, and I'm going to equip it now. It's going to take a lot of time to just, how can I say, compare all this, so I'm going to try to wrap it up as fast as I can and not to confuse you guys. So this is a Prestige filigree breastplate. As you can see on the right, changes if equipped, a little bit more power, hit points, armor, pen, defense, and combined rating. Okay, that's the one that's actually is similar as the chainmail of the Spy Guild. However, there are always two variants of this this armors. So this is basically Prestige. Let me see where it is. This is a plate mail, as you can see. Polished plate mail, armor pen, defense, equip bonus if you take damage more than 10% of your hit points, single blow, 5% defense, is absolutely the same as chainmail of the Spy Guild. Point being, we can basically play with Spy. It's a really little difference between the lowest one and the highest one piece of gear. But as I said, people like to min max, and you know, I personally do. I'm a gear freak. I'm gonna get all the gear eventually, and that's just my, you know, it's not OCD, you know, but you know how it is. So as I said, this is Prestige. I'm gonna replace it now. Same goes with the Vambracers. Here is the Prestige polished one. Now this one has the same equip bonus, 250 power for each player in your team. Also a little mini changes if equipped. And we can go to Prestige guild boots, for example, and here we go. Now I like this one actually because you gain 200 dead defile advantage, 250 combat advantage for each enemy in your team as the Spy Guild gear. Also changes, you can see on the right side. I'm not going to read everything, guys. Also two versions of these boots. This is the plated boots where you use combat advantage and awareness. However, you are gaining some on equip, but you know, as I said, a little calculations will be needed to actually filter all this out and, you know, see what's best for everybody individually. You know, I always say in my videos since I started doing this YouTube content creation that, you know, I do say for myself how I personally will play, how my playstyle will be, and that goes for the gear also. You know, so sometimes you can see some weird stuff on my builds and stuff like that, and it's working fine. You know, as well, it was working fine. This is a new game now, yeah. So this is a Prestige set. Now we're going to jump. Let me just check my notes. Apprentice Armor, and we're going to check it here. So this is Apprentice set. It can be gained from a Master Expedition, which we currently not have access to. But just a little note, you can see they gave us a lot of options to get gear, and the stats of the gear actually they're not so, how can I say, far off. You know, so for example, this Apprentice Helm is a lower item level, so you can see. So I purposely did that, so you can actually see how much we're losing if changes if equipped. Although still the 5% damage in the other mountain stays, we got some defense, critical strike, critical resist, and we're losing some stats on the right side. That's for the Runed Helm. And of course there is another one, Apprentice Rune Salad. You can see what we're losing. Again, this is just a combination from higher to lower. I'm just going to mix it a little bit. Defense, crit, combat advantage, 5% damage, and some ratings are loose. I am not going to equip the Apprentice Armor, and one more time, Apprentice gear can be gained from Master Expeditions. Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to try to actually to make this as short as I can. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't want to bore you guys. However, there's a lot of gear to be covered, and I really wanted to do this video. Basically, all the armor equip Warden Defense is on all armors, and you can actually see that. So this was Protege. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. And what we got left is basically what I'm using currently, and that would be armor of the Successor. Okay. Now, armor of the Successor. Let me just see. Okay, here we go. This is the highest item level currently. Thread Barbit of the Successor. That's one example of the helmet, and I think I have another one. Let me just check. Okay, here we go. Edge Barbit of the Successor. Now, if you look at this Protege, which is under the best in slot, we're going to call that Successor. You can see the combined rating is slightly higher, power a little bit, 67, a little bit hit points, a little bit defense, critical strike, a little bit combat advantage, stuff like that. However, there is a trick here. All the helmets are having 5% damage in the Undermountain. Edge Barbit of the Successor has Executioner focus. When you kill an enemy, your critical strike increases by 5% for 10 seconds. Now, I would probably prefer to have that 5% damage in the Undermountain, especially because these stats on the right side that you can see changes if equipped comparison is not that high. Only 11 combat advantage. Don't get me wrong, I want to have this, but I currently, when I'm running, I'm using actually the helmet, Protege helmet, instead of this one. So it's all up to you guys, but this is the difference. And I'm going to actually equip this one, and this armor can be restored. However, I'm not able to do that now. I can show you how it's gonna look. It's gonna be 1014 item level, and you can see the combined the changes if equipped on the right side, lower right side in my screen. It's not that big of a deal. It's not big of a deal, and also Executioner focus. When you kill an enemy, your critical strike increases by 5% for 10 seconds. Again, I would prefer to have something else. So restoring this, I will do it. Of course, I don't like the restoring stuff, but I will do it. And we will talk about restoring. However, this is the end game gear. Again, we're going to check out the Breastplate of the Successor, opposing to Protege one. Again, a little bit higher item level, although I do have some enchantment slotted in him, so you can ignore defense, deflection, and stuff like that, because it's much higher because of my enchant. Equipping this is called Gladiator Guard. For every 5 seconds you're in combat, you gain 125 defense. If you stay in combat for longer than 2 minutes, the ability is no longer active. Okay, and we have on the Protege one and all the lower ones, 10% more damage, hit points in a single blow, 5% defense. So you'll be the judge how that's gonna work. I personally don't think these bonuses are anything special, but I suppose they're matching basically new playstyle, new game we're getting. Okay, so this is a Breastplate of the Successor, also can be restored. I'm not going to go into that now. There is another one. And this is the Edge Breastplate of the Successor, as you can see. And you can see here without our defense slot enchantment, you can see it's a really minor upgrade. also Gladiator Guard, pardon me, to gain defense. So I personally, I feel bad. I liked Heels of Fury. I liked those Hunts items that giving straight up damage, but it is how it is. And this is actually this Successor set is actually is going to be probably like the highest tier. It doesn't mean it's going to be the best, because maybe they will introduce more gear to us. Maybe we will get more recipes for masterwork. Maybe we will get something from other added. This is just what's in the collection currently, and I have access to. Plus some stuff I got from Midnight. Thank you, Jules, again. So let's just equip all this. So Successor, Guild Lumbrace of the Successor. You can see there is also, I have to mention this, there is also a Leader's Might on Protige set, 250 power for each player in your team, and opposing Call of the Undermountain. At the start of the combat, you will call 4 creatures of the Undermountain, summoning them to help you for 15 seconds, 60 seconds cooldown. I was never a fan of things popping out and kind of helping me, if you know what I mean, but it is how it is. That would be the bracers, and of course the boots. These are the Guild Grease of the Successor, also restorable. You can see that this concretely this one has a little bit more power as per all other items before mentioned. You can see that actually we have different bonuses. They're both combat advantage, and I'm stressing combat advantage because it's really fucking important. And you'll see. I'm still working on it. I'm still sifting through things and trying to get everything in tune. But that Defiler's advantage on the Protige boots, gain 250 combat advantage for each enemy you are engaged in battle with. It could be a lot of enemies. It could be 2, it could be 500, but it could be like 6, 7, and you do the math. Also, we got on the Successor, Guild Graves of the Successor, on the right side, we got Brute advantage. When you are 25 or closer to your target, your combat advantage is increased by 1.5k. Now that's pretty fucking cool, So I'm gonna equip that now, and yeah, I'm gonna equip that now. So this is actually the Successor best endgame gear. As I said, Successor gear can be gained from the Mad Mage. It's dropping from Mad Mage, all restorable, and that is all I can say about this. Regarding the rings, for example, this Protige Raid Ring is actually not best in slot. It's second best. They have some daily perks, but most of them are the same, if you know what I mean. Let's say this is the raid ring of the Spy Guild, the ring you can get for the seals at the beginning, and your daily powers do 3% more damage, which same goes for the Protige raid ring, and maybe just to compare it, I can do that. This is Assault Ring of the Spy Guild, Mind you, I do have enchantments in the slots, so but as you can see, these rings can give, look at the raid ring of the Spy Guild, 6k critical strike, 4.4k combat advantage. There's a lot of combination to be that we can actually use to calculate all this. So that's one of the rings, Protige ring, and when I get a hold of other rings, mind you, I can go and just check the stuff here. However, I don't think there is. Okay, there is no ring for the Successor, but let me see here. Yeah, okay. So this is the Protige set, and I do have one ring of those. I don't, however, have these ward shirts, Protige ward shirts. Bonuses on them are pretty much the same, and I can show you that because I actually I was granted. Jules gave me these two shirts and pants. These are like the starting ones, and they are actually giving you a critical strike, for example, combat advantage, And whenever you critical, it's encounter reprieve. Sorry about that. Whenever you critically strike with your powers, you have a 10% chance to reduce your encounter power cooldown by 1 second. And now cooldowns are very important for me personally, and my playstyle currently is revolving around that until the at-wills are a little bit in tune, and we will talk about that in the next video. And regarding the trousers or pants, yeah, we got defense, deflection, and of course, whenever you critically strike with your powers, you have a 10% chance to reduce your daily power cooldowns by 1 second. 1 second. Now, 1 second doesn't, it doesn't, maybe it's not a lot, but when you know there's no cooldowns like before, if you know what I mean, there's no spamming anymore. Combining with my powers that are reducing my encounter cooldowns, and my encounters are really have nice magnitude now, and I'm using encounters a lot, and my DPS went really high since that debacle of the first week. It's kind of important to me, Okay, there is a effect that there is a cooldown of 5 seconds, but whenever I crit, I will reduce the cooldown of daily power by 1 second. Daily powers are hitting like a truck, and also some of my new encounters and old ones. Also, I want to mention one thing before we go to the gear from Mage that's randomly dropping. If you go into Undermountain store, I'm just going to show you this so you can have some insight. There is a slime cover gear pack. Now, granted, there's a bunch of shit inside, but what I found interesting. Okay, one more thing. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm having a very shitty badass migraine, so I'm trying to stay focused, guys. I hope you don't mind. I'm really trying my best. Buying this is going to cost Undermountain tokens. Now I assume, and me personally, I'm going to go for some of these artifacts, of course, this venom coated knives and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be opening this, but when you do, I'm going to show you what you can actually get, okay? So for example, what I got dropped is this I think Ebonized Great Axe. It's item level 109. It has lower damage, of course, and stuff like that, but it may be useful for somebody. But what I found interesting is this ebony stained assault shirt. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, I agree. The stats are lower. That's all that I do agree. But look at the equip power, Charged Fury. When your stamina is over 75%, your damage is increased by 3%. I mean, from a Mickey Mouse box for 250 Undermountain token, this is not a bad shirt, I think it's worth looking into. I didn't got the pants yet, but I'll get more tokens so I can show you that. Also, there is some items that are dropping from the Mage. So it could be blue, it could be epic, and at the end from the chest you can get, of course, Successor gear. However, I actually think I think I can find some stuff. Okay, this is Price Helm of the Cult. This is a drop from the Mage. For example, Ebonized Salad also. You can see the stats. You can see that critical strike is increased by 2,000 with one enemy. So it might be worth looking into. However, I am not going to digress anymore. I think I covered all the sets now, and I hope this will help, guys. I mean, point being, there is not much difference between the top end set and the Spy Guild set. Okay, whoever wants to min-max the toon like me, I will use it. But if I see that something is like not giving me some extra damage and not justifying that with stats, I will just use something lower item level, of course. Because fuck item level, fuck that. I'm sorry I'm cursing, but I'm so sick of that shit. So combining and investigating and trying out stuff is very important. Anyway, so this is the gear. What I'm wearing now is the end gear. Like I said, I compared the gear. It would just take too much time to compare everything, but you got the point. And it's all about the equip bonus. For example, like these boots, Successor boots, are they're giving me 1.5k combat advantage when I'm close to my target. Okay, so yeah, okay, and the Prestige one is giving me 250 combat advantage for each enemy I'm engaged in battle with. So some calculating and doing some math, you can see what's better. At the end of the day, it's all up to you guys. It's individual. I can only give you some information, showcase it like I'm doing now, and I hope this will help you guys. I really do. That's the whole point of my video. Actually, I really don't give a fuck about anything else. So shirts, pants, armors, rings. Rings are very important, and you know, I think each one of us. I will eventually put out. I'm not going to do like pre-build, final build stuff like that because I'm constantly going to be probably changing stuff. But I don't want to confuse you guys. Before the launch, everything should be crystallized, and I will shell out the optimal video for a Barbarian Blademaster. And regarding the Vanguard tank, that's something else. We will talk about that. About the weapons, there are 4 sets of weapons available at the start. Well, not at the start of the module, but still available. It does render obsolete old weapons. It is how it is. That's how life is. It's their company. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So we're gonna work what we've got. I currently have Alabaster Grades 4 equipped. Alabaster set you can get from Master Expeditions. All equip powers and stats are the same, I think, on every set. Just to double check. Armor pen accuracy. Okay, so Alabaster set. Let's see. At the start of the combat, your power and critical strike will be increased by 1% for every enemy you are faced when starting combat, to a maximum of 10% for 10 seconds. If you're facing only one enemy at the start of the combat, your power and critical strike will be increased by 5% for 1 minute. So, when you kill an enemy, this buff will refresh. So that's really important. So, again, individual stuff. I'm still sifting through things to see what's going to be best. I'm going to probably have more than one set, that's definitely. So this is Alabaster set, like I said. It could be gained from Master Expeditions. And we're going to jump to another set. It's called Burnished. Now, Burnished set can be gained, for Seals of the Deep or from Mage. It's not in the store yet, but I hope they will add that. Or it will be a drop, I'm not really sure, from the Mage, although I didn't see that. So I am assuming seals from the Mage can be used to buy this set. Now this particular bonus is actually similar to Primal Response. If you're hit or healed for more than 50% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, your power and defense will be increased by 5% for 10 seconds. I was using this for soloing, and it's working pretty cool because I'm getting hit a lot, and it's proccing. It does. Even in a group party, I was running Mage. So as I said, this is Burnished Greatsword and Burnished Sword Knot. So that's second. And we're gonna check out the Golden Great Axe. Here we go. Now, Golden Great Axe of the Watcher. Again. Same stats, nothing special. I took my time to actually upgrade all these weapons for testing purposes and to show you guys. At the start of the combat, your power, armor pen, crit, and defense is increased by 1% for every 10 seconds you are in combat. These increase by 1%, maximum 5% increase. I'm not sure I'm liking this. However, it is all up to you guys. I'm just here to showcase it. About the Golden Great Axe, let me see. Golden Great Axe. Oh, this is weird. This is not set of. Oh, it's a set of the Watcher. Pardon me. Oh yeah, this is also you can obtain this from Master Expeditions. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, they gave us a lot of options to gain weapons. I would be more happier if the bonus is a little bit more like damage you know, percent damage percentage, but it is how it is. And this is from the, like I said, Master Expeditions, as is the Alabaster set. Okay. And for the end, Mountaineer, of course, we can get this at the beginning of the mod. For the Tourmaline bars, 80 Tourmaline bars, 160 Tourmaline bars is going to cost for main hand and offhand. Closer, 25 or closer to your target, your defense is increased by 5%, and when you're farther than 25 feet from your target, your power is increased by 5%, which would be pretty cool for range classes. However, I'm pretty good at we can actually compare this. Well, we can't compare because I got my weapons on the other tune, but the base damage justify everything, and the ratings, and that's it, guys. That's it. I hope you will be pleased with this. I did my best to kind of showcase all the artifacts and gear. Because I have a lot of videos planned, I wanted to cover this. All changes that will come in the future, I will also cover that. And if you guys have any requests, again, I will just leave it please on the comment section. I will provide. And thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. Next video you can expect are the Barbarian changes before the Friday patch, meaning that that video will be uploaded tomorrow. Or if I'm in the mood, if I feel better later during the day, I may do it tonight. We'll see. So that's it for now. This was Northside. Thank you, my friends, for the support again. I know I'm boring you guys, but it really means a lot to me. So you know. Anyway, I hope this will help, and there's a lot of stuff and work to be done. But at the end of the day, if everything comes in the place and the developers deliver, I'm really hoping that we can have fun and, you know, maybe stop pressing that fucking X and just looking at the pain giver for once, you know. But I'm not gonna rant. I'm gonna rant about it tomorrow, you know, about some things I don't like, you know. But it's another story. Anyway, have a good start of the week, and I will see you guys soon. This was Northside, and I'm gone. That is it for now. Bye bye, guys.